Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you are listening to High School Hoops with our hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Steger.
All right, we're laughing. Sorry about that, everybody. Laughing. This is episode 68 of High School Hoops. Is this in January? Are we in January?
January, New Year's Day. New Year's 2nd. No, is it I don't remember now.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we're in January. We're in January.
This isn't live, people, so we do these beforehand. I think this one's going up in January. So happy 2000.
It is. It's going to be, January.
Happy 2020.
Yep. Wow. Hoping, everybody's having a great 2020 so far. Yeah, this today we want this one. If everybody's listening, it is actually January 1st. If you're listening this today.
Happy New Year. We'll talk. We'll talk really quiet because everyone's hungover. I just got back from Florida, and we left the hotel at 3:30 a.m. to drive from Orlando to Jacksonville to get on an 8 a.m. flight and then get back. So I'm probably asleep when this. I'm still probably asleep when this is.
Probably.
Hopefully, we won the tournament we were in. All right, so we're talking. What are we talking? Oh,
sponsors first.
Sponsors. All right. Teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The New Year's resolution right there. You want to become a better basketball coach? Go join Teach Hoops.
And if you want to become a better shooter, you purchase
Dr. Dish.
There you go.
Dr. Dish. There you go. Done. Look at that.
Done.
That was easy. All right. Yep. What's this week? We were
I got this question from a friend of mine that asked me because sometimes they can sometimes be the most difficult player on your team. How do you coach the best player? Or are you a person that you coach everybody the same? Or is that a fallacy? What's your whole take on that?
Well, that's not you treat everybody fairly.
That's different. I agree.
That's different than equally. Your best player is like the person that can do calculus and get an A+ on it every time. You have to challenge them in different ways than the kid that's getting a C in calculus class. It's similar to a classroom. I don't think there is a box that fits everybody. So I've had a lot of really good basketball players.
Yeah, one plays for the Bucks right now.
One plays for the Bucks. A couple professional guys. I think at the last count we were at 12 professional guys.
That's awesome.
Were eventually paid to play basketball. And if I would have treated them all the same, that would have been a problem. So I think you have to first of all look at personality about how you talk to your best players. So. Like Jerron was a guy that had another Jerron ended up playing professionally. Vander ended up playing professionally, played for a short stint for the Lakers. But anyway, how I talked to Jerron his senior season and how I would have talked to Vander or how I would have talked to Keaton or Wesley or other guys would be totally different. It depends on the team chemistry. It depends on their personality. Probably one of the better players on my team this year has a very low-key personality. That's just who he is. Doesn't say a lot, doesn't do a lot. That's okay, because I have other guys that will fill that void. So how I would talk to him and how I would talk to other ones, I think really depends. I like to hold them to the highest bar possible, for sure.
And holding a bar is one thing, is just having an expectation that they're going to play their very best for you.
Right.
But I think often people look at, you're my best player, you have to be my leader, you have to be able to do all this stuff. That's not right. Not every kid is a leader.
No.
Some kids lead by example.
Right.
Some people are just out to play the game of basketball, and that is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If they're a rule follower and they do what they're supposed to on the court like they ask, they don't need to do any more than that, because that's who they are as a person. They love the game of basketball. Now, there's some kids that, maybe aren't as good on the court that way, but they're really good leaders. Like, everybody has a role, but you can't push them into something, expect them to be something if they're really not fitting that mold. Right. And so I think, like you said, the first step is understanding that person and then putting them in a position to be successful. Because, if you're asking somebody that's never been a leader, doesn't like that and feels uncomfortable, you're just taking away from what you really want them to be able to do, and that's to be effective on the court.
Right, and you can't change their personalities. Like,
right.
I think coaches try to jam a square peg into a circular hole. It's like, you can't do that. It goes back to my scientific experiment. I, again, did not pick captains. 2 kids walked out to the center. Right. Now, I'm going to tell you, one of the leaders on the team told the 2 to go out there. He said, these 2 are going to go out there. Done. And then it was over. Like, no one questioned it. It's like, okay, ooh, yeah, all right. So, and he didn't walk out. He told those 2 to walk out. So, all that stuff is so important as far as –
the other thing is, though, and you made a good point, is that we still treat everybody fair and equitable.
Right.
That's different. But there are people that just allow coaches or some players, he's our best guy, he's got to be on the floor. Well, if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing defensively, or he's giving attitude or disrespect, it goes beyond the culture and the winning, because you're going to lose the end if that – player is not following everything else. And I think too often we get so scared that, this guy's scoring 25 points a game, but he refuses to listen to me when I do. Well, you're not going to be very successful. No. You have to show your ground, and you have to treat him fair and equitable, just like everybody else. That's different than in regards to what else we're talking about. But you've seen it before, where you've seen some probably teams that you coach with really good players, and they think they run the team. And there are times I've seen where players are running the team, not the coaches. And you can't have that.
You can't have that. No. And the thing is, you got to fight that battle. It's a disease of me. You got to make sure everyone's on the same page. Yeah, I 100% agree. Anything else, Coach?
No, and that's just the fact that the game is bigger than they are, and that if they're not going to work with you and they're going to sit out a game or they're not going to play, well, your number one job as a coach goes beyond winning and losing. You have to teach them and prepare for them for life, because they can't be caught out their whole life. They got to figure it out now.
No is a good thing.
Yep.
If you ever question, just say no.
Especially if you're an elite player. If they don't learn it now and they try to, they're going to really struggle in college. So in the end, their parents and everybody else is going to thank you.
In the long run.
In the long run. It's called tough love.
It is. All right, Coach. Till next week.
All right. Thanks. Happy New Year.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you subscribe and like. Leave a written review. I read every one of those written reviews. Also, if you're thinking of taking your, maybe you've had a 500 season, maybe you just got done with your season, maybe you're starting your season, let me help you take your team to the next level. I've been there. I've experienced it. Trust me, I can help you take it to the next level. We'll get on a call and we'll get it all figured out. I'll make sure you subscribe and like. Have a great day.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.